When most people dreamed about owning a property here in the Caribbean, the idea was pretty simple. A vacation home, somewhere to escape the winter cold, a place where you could spend a couple of weeks, a year, before you head back home. That was the dream. But over the last few years, I've noticed something really interesting. The conversations I'm having with people now have changed. I'm rarely hearing people call me and say, "Hey Jay, I'm looking for a vacation condo." Instead, they're asking me questions like, could I spend at least 6 months out of the year here in Dominican Republic? Or could I work remotely from Dominican Republic? And also, could this eventually become a retirement home for me? Or even, what if this is my plan B? So the question is, what changed? Why is it that now Americans are looking beyond a vacation home here in Dominican Republic? Let's talk about it. For decades, vacation homes represented success. You work hard, you retire, then you bought in a place that was warm. You know, in the States, you moved down to Florida. It was supposed to be a reward. Then you start spending Christmases there, maybe a few weeks during the winter. Then you lock the door and you'll head back home. And there's nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, some people still think like that today. But that's not the only reason now that people are buying properties abroad. Today, people are thinking much bigger than that. And whether you like it or not, the pandemic, it changed the way people thought. It changed their perspective. Millions of people realized, even myself at that point, is that I don't need to be in the office every day. And I was doing recruiting, which that's a job that you could do from your house anyway. But I realized in that moment that I don't really have to be in the office to do it. Remote work at that time became normal. Video calls became normal. Running businesses online, it became normal. And for the very first time, people started asking themselves, if I can work from anywhere, why am I working and living in a place that I don't even actually enjoy? That was me. That simple question right there, it changed everything. Instead of taking 2 vacations a year, people start thinking of a totally different lifestyle. One where they can spend months living somewhere warmer, slower, and maybe even be a little bit happier. After spending several months in real estate and working with Milton for these several months, one thing I realized, people are not just investing in properties, they're investing into a lifestyle. Think about it. Imagine waking up, opening your balcony door, having your morning coffee outside like me, or just walking to your neighborhood cafe, working remotely for a few hours, having lunch overlooking the ocean, and finishing your walk right here in the evening on the Malecon. For many people, that is worth more than simply just owning a house. And at that point, the property becomes the vehicle. The lifestyle is the destination. And this is one of the biggest mindset shifts that we're seeing today. I'll give you an example. Not too long ago, I was speaking to someone who was actually interested in buying a vacation condo. His plan was to come down a couple of times a year, relax, go home, you know, pretty straightforward. But after we started talking, the conversation changed. By the end of the conversation, he wasn't even shopping for a vacation home anymore. He was thinking about creating a second life down here in Dominican Republic. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this has happened with me and Milton more than once. Because remember, back in the day, people used to wait until retirement before they actually moved abroad. But today, that's changing. I'm now talking to remote workers, entrepreneurs, digital creators, young couples, families with flexible lifestyles, people in their 40s and their 50s. Now, some aren't planning to retire into the next 15 years, but they are planning ahead. They may spend 1 month next year, and then the next year they may spend 3 months, and then eventually half the year, and then after that, maybe full time. It's not this big leap anymore. It's a gradual transition. And I think when you do it that way, it makes the idea that much more realistic to many people. Now, here's something that's just as important. We talked about how people have changed, but remember this as well. Dominican Republic in itself, it has changed. This is not the same country that people visited 20 years ago. I tell people that all the time. It's not even the same country to me that I was living in 2015. The infrastructure is continuing to improve. Modern residential communities are being built. There are plenty international flights coming in and out of Dominican Republic. The healthcare is expanding, and even the internet speeds have improved. Restaurants, coffee shops, co-working spaces, shopping centers. There's simply more to do here than most people realize. And that in itself is changing people's perception. So people are not just seeing this as a vacation destination anymore. They're actually looking at Dominican Republic as a place that they can build their life. So why are Americans looking beyond vacation homes here in Dominican Republic now? And the answer to that is, I don't really think they're buying vacation homes anymore. They're buying options. Options to be able to work remotely. Options to spend winters somewhere warm. Options to generate rental income. Options to retire on their own timeline. And the option to diversify where they live. And probably the most important one, an option to create a life that gives them more freedom. And I think that's what it's really about. Not escaping life, just designing a better one. That's it. So when people reach out to Milton and I today, the conversation rarely starts with, show me a vacation rental property. So when people reach out to Milton and I, the conversation rarely starts now with, show me the cheapest condo. It starts with these questions. What kind of life do you want? What fits your goals? What makes sense for your family? And once those questions are answered, that makes finding a property for them that much easier. I love to hear from you. If you were thinking about buying a property in Dominican Republic, would it be for you to live or just be a vacation home? Leave it in the comment section below. And if you enjoy these discussions about life, investing, and opportunities in Dominican Republic, hit that subscribe button and like the video because I got a whole lot more coming. And also, if you're serious about moving down here to Dominican Republic and you want to be part of a community, I just created my private community, the DR VIP Network. I'll leave the link in the video description below for you to sign up. And also guys, if you're looking to invest in the real estate, link in the video description below that says, I want to invest in real estate. Go to our website, take a look at the property. If something catches your eye, fill out the buyer's profile and we'll be in contact with you. And also, I have 2 weekly newsletters. I'll link them in the video description below. One of them is Live Your Best Life newsletter, and the other one is DR Insiders Real Estate newsletter. And until then, guys, always keep your goals at the forefront of your mind. Always live in the present, because that's the only way you're gonna live your best life. And we out. Peace.